What's up everybody, Frank, AZHP Collectibles, here with a record show walkthrough and pickups video. On Saturday, August 17th, 2024, I went to the East Valley Record Show, and I had a great time. It was probably about 3 or 4 years for the last time since I'd been to a record show, and I did get some fantastic stuff. I got, in fact, some records, some CDs, and some cassettes of some of my all-time favorite bands or albums or both. I will get to those in just a moment here. I will show you those pickups, but first I will show the walkthrough first. If you do appreciate these show walkthrough and pickups videos, please hit like and subscribe, and it is greatly appreciated. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and yeah, see you soon. The boss man right there. I don't think I caught this. Excuse me, how much do you have on Love Supreme? Love Supreme, Coltrane? Okay. All right, thank you. How much you got on that Beatles scrapbook?
40 bucks.
40 bucks, okay.
The girl who had it is now older. It's filled with Beatles cards.
Are those are like the 1964 Topps Beatles cards?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Right on.
Yeah, she's like, I'm guessing she's probably 70.
It's pretty cool. I'll show it. My girlfriend's a Beatles fan, so I'll show it to her. Gotta get that boombox on here, man. That's sick. Takes me back. All right, welcome back. So, as mentioned, I picked up records, CDs, and cassettes. I have quite a stack here. I'm gonna push these off to the side. We will cover my background real quick, and then we'll get started. And yeah, I got quite a mix on the background over here. Classic Warren G, I think it was 92, 93, maybe 94, Regulate G-Funk era CD. I grew up on that CD. So many good tracks besides the well-known Regulate. And then moving on to Billie Holiday, one of my all-time favorite vocalists. Just absolutely beautiful voice. I could listen to Billie Holiday for the rest of my life and I would never get sick and tired of it. Incredible voice. So yeah, that's The Finest CD, which is kind of like a greatest hits album. And then we got some metal here. So we go from hip hop to lounge jazz to 80s metal. Not quite 80s hair metal, but Metallica and Justice for All is my favorite Metallica album. Metallica is one of the few 1980s artists that I am a big fan of. In fact, as much as I love their 80s albums, I'm not really a big fan of their 90s stuff. Black Album was okay. I believe that was 90 or 91. Everything past that, did not care. Didn't really like Load or Reload. Garage Inc. was okay. But yeah, to me, Metallica has not been the same since the early 90s. So, you know, but everybody's got their preference there. That may be a hot take. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So pickups, I think I'm going to start with cassettes because that's something you just don't see very often. So these cassettes I picked up from, this is the showrunner, Uncle Aldo's Attic. I guess he owns this store over in Mesa, which I would love to go check out someday. But he had a ton of cassettes, including multiples that I wanted. So I picked them up, starting with this Dire Straits Brothers in Arms cassette. Now I had this same exact cassette when I was a kid. I listened to it a ton, and yeah, even, you know, my mom and dad were in a band together, and I even learned Why Worry with my dad. I'm not the biggest fan of Money for Nothing, which is the one song that everyone knows from this album, just because I've heard it so many times. I've seen the video a million times. It's, you know, it was like their one big hit. Unfortunately, they don't have Sultans of Swing on it, which is another one of my favorite songs, though it is a popular song for Dire Straits. It just wasn't on this album. I wasn't really familiar with that song as a kid anyway, because I didn't have that song on a cassette. So either way, very happy to have this. It definitely is nostalgic. It brings me back. Another one of those few 80s artists that I'm a big fan of. I mean, the singing is he's good. He's not like the greatest singer ever. The guitarists are just absolutely amazing, including the solos. Drummer solid. So I don't know. Dire Straits, gotta love it. All right, more nostalgia. This is, I don't know. I'm not really sure why I picked this up. I had this when I was a kid. I used to sit in front of this tape and sing these songs alongside. I was a big 90s R&B kid. So Boyz II Men, All for One, 112, you know, all the, you know, Usher, all the 1990s artists I was a big fan of for R&B. And this was the debut album for All for One, which was pretty much like a Boyz II Men group, you know, trying to capture off the popularity of Boyz II Men. And I Swear, which is the remake, you know, the remade song, was the biggest hit off of this album. So I picked it up. I don't know if I would put it in my top 100. I don't think I would. I don't think it's that good. I just picked it up because it's nostalgic, and I had it when I was a kid, and I wouldn't mind popping this into my little tape recorder and giving it a listen at some point, just nostalgia purposes. And this I never had the cassette tape of, but I did have the CD. $3 bill, y'all. Limp Bizkit's first album. Talk about some trash new metal which I still love to this day. I love some trashy nu metal. He did work out a deal with me on all 3 of these tapes, so I didn't really pay a full price on here for what these prices are listed. He cut me a deal, which I greatly appreciate. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate that. But absolute trash nu metal that's fantastic. It has Faith, which is the biggest remake song on here. One of my favorites is Counterfeit. So great, but fantastic album. I know that they didn't really start getting super popular until their second album, which was Significant Other. But when I was in high school, I enjoyed this album more than I did Significant Other. Though I did listen to Significant Other quite a bit, in fact. So there's the fold out on it. No lyrics or anything, but some kind of cool stuff. You can pause that if you want to read it. The remake of Faith is quite interesting. I played it for my girlfriend the other day. It's not George Michael, that's for sure. And this is on this album. You find that Fred Durst screams a lot more. He sings and screams a lot more on this album than he does on Significant Other or Chocolate Starfish, Hot Dog Factory, and some of the other albums. I haven't listened to a lot of the new stuff, so I don't really know where the sing, rap, scream comparisons are on the newer Limp Bizkit albums, but I've heard they're pretty good, so I need to give them a listen at some point. But I love that album. I'm glad I picked it up. So those were from that dealer. Next up, let's see. I got 3. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I got 3 CDs from this guy. All right, Brian. He didn't have any marketing or promotion or whatever, but Brian had the Warner Remasters version of the Brothers in Arms CD. I'm not going to go over it too much because I already covered it in the cassette. I would like to get the regular non-remastered version. Warner Remasters here as well. So I would like to get the non-remastered Warner regular version as well, just for collector purposes. If I'm going to listen to this album, I'm going to listen to it digitally anyway. But I was glad to have it. It was a whopping $2, so why not? One of my all-time favorite 70s artists is Hendrix, and it's very difficult to go wrong with Are You Experienced? Especially for $3. So great songs on here. I really like Stone Free, Foxy Lady, Hey Joe, Manic Depression, Purple Haze. I mean, they're all good. The Wind Cries Mary. These are all great songs. So you know, I would love to play this, and I've played this a million times. I played the album 100 times, not necessarily from the CD. This is the first time I've owned the CD, but I owned it digitally, and like this, I can just hit play. Like most of my music, I know I'm different than most people. Most people do like playlists with their favorite songs. I'm an album guy. I put an album on, I hit play, I let it roll, and this is definitely one of those albums that I could do it on because, I mean, the track list on here is just so strong. Classic Hendrix, gotta love it. And this I picked up for my girlfriend because she's a big Beatles fan. I took a photo of it. I said, do you want it? She said yes. I'm not the biggest Beatles guy. I can appreciate the Beatles, but they are not necessarily for me. So it looks like this is number 1 singles, I believe this is. And then it shows a bunch of wow, it shows like the Japanese singles. I mean, this is a cool insert. This is really cool. Even though I'm not into Beatles, this is pretty neat. But yeah, I didn't give it to her when I got home right away because I said, hey, I gotta do the video first. So now once this video is done, I can give it to her and she can put it in her Beatles collection, which is pretty good. There's the track list. You can pause if you want to check it out. Once again, I'm not a Beatles guy. I can appreciate them, but not my thing, but I'm glad I picked it up for her. All right, so that was all the stuff from Brian. We got 2 more dealers here. Okay, this lady was super nice. You get her business card out here. She was there with, I believe it may have been her husband. I don't know. Bargain Bin Music. So there's their number and their email address. So I would assume they also have bargainbinmusic.com. It says Tempe. I don't know whether they're just located there. I don't know if they have an actual store. So I don't know. I will have to check it out. If they do have a store, I want to go in person and check it out. But anyway, this is Mudvayne's, I believe, 2nd album. I could be wrong. It might be their 3rd. LD50 was their 1st album. I loved it to death. I've seen them in concert several times. They are obnoxious new metal. But the end of all things to come. There is the track list. World So Cold is good. I think that's the hit song. Or Not Falling. Not Falling is the hit song off here. So cool. I am a big Mudvayne fan, but not big enough to know exactly what album came out in what order. I'm a big LD50 album. I can put on LD50 and know almost all the tracks. Cool insert. And then what's really cool there, I'm just now noticing, but they got the lyrics. They got the lyrics on the inside. That's awesome. Not every CD did that. Not every CD or record did the whole lyrics in the inside thing, but very, very cool. It was cheap as well. A lot of these CDs are just insanely cheap because no one wants CDs. But hey, guess what? I want CDs. I want to collect my favorite music. Hey, speaking of Limp Bizkit and Significant Other, I remember taking the bus. I remember buying this week 1, and I had a babysitting job. So I would have my portable CD player, and I would get on the bus, and I would ride the bus playing this, get off, and then go, babysit kids, and then get picked up or get dropped off back home or ride the bus back home or whatever. But 2nd album, this is Break Stuff, Nookie. I think there was a track on here with Method Man. Maybe it was In Together Now. Oh wow, produced by DJ Premier. I don't know how I didn't know that, but DJ Premier is my all-time favorite DJ. From Gangstar, produced a ton of stuff from the 90s and the 2000s. I did not know that he produced that. So, okay, wow, I learned something from this. Like, I probably saw it a million times when I was younger, but I'm just, now that I'm older, I know a lot more information than what I did back then. But very cool. Wow, yeah, I remember that CD very, very well. How's the insert? September 99. I went to Family Values 99, which had Limp Bizkit, some Wu-Tang, Stained, Primus. Great show. I might still have the concert shirt for it stashed somewhere, but I went to the show that came out after this record, America West Arena, packed house, back in, Family Values 99, so whenever that was. But very cool. More metal, not necessarily, I don't know if you'd categorize Rage as new metal, more like rap rock or rap metal. I'm not sure, but I love Rage Against the Machine. And this is a fantastic album. Another one of those albums I can just literally play from start to finish, no problem at all. The hits off of this were People of the Sun, Bulls on Parade, Without a Face. I mean, I don't know if that was a hit. That was a great song. Revolver is a sick song. So great album, fantastic album. They only did, I think, 4 albums, and one of them was a live album, and the live album's okay, but then they're the other 3. There was Evil Empire, the self-titled, and one more, Renegade. And I think Renegade was like there's a couple good songs on it, I think Renegade itself is okay, and I think Street Fighting Man is on that record as well. But I think like that's the weakest of the three. They're not the live album, so great. I have the record sealed of the self-titled, where it shows a monk burning himself on fire, self-immolating on the front. Clearly, Rage is very political, as you can see here. There's Guerrilla Warfare, there's Anarchist Cookbook, Black Panther Speak. Those who listen to Rage and don't realize the level of politics or may misrepresent what they are saying, probably need to do a little bit of research on what they're talking about in their songs. But I'm a big fan of Zach De La Rocha, of course, and I mean, Tom Morello is like an absolute machine, but great album. Happy to have. All right, and then the two records. Now that I got those here, the two records. All right, where's the promo for the guy? There we go. Let me pull out. He gave me a sticker and a business card, but these are from mylominerecords. Big shout outs to this guy. Super nice dude. Talked with him for a while. He had a ton of stuff that I wanted, but I went on a budget. You know, I went with like $40 or something, and everything I got here, I got it for under $40. So, but yeah, check mylominerecords out. This is the first one, God Loves Ugly from Atmosphere. Great, you know, indie hip hop. Absolutely fantastic. This is, I believe this is just the single. Yeah, so this is just the... No, this is not just the single. This is, no, I guess it is. It is just the single. So it's God Loves Ugly, and it's the clean version. Then there's the remix dirty version. Then there's another song, Bleed Slow, and then there are 3 instrumentals. So it is a single. I had the album, the full album that God Loves Ugly was on. I can't remember what it is offhand. I'll put it on screen. I had that and listened to it digitally a ton of times, including when I was going back and forth from work every day in downtown Phoenix in the mid 2000s. And then one of my favorite classic East Coast hip hop artists, Jeru the Damager. This is not my particular favorite song of him. I prefer his older tracks a little bit more, including the stuff that was produced by DJ Premier. You know, the stuff from like I want to say like 93 to 95, maybe even a little bit later. This came out much later. I think this was like 2002 or 2003. I can't see offhand. I will put that on screen as well. But nonetheless, this is a good song. I do like the song. This is the single as well. It's not the full album, but it was $6. The Atmosphere was $7. So as you can see, I didn't really spend a lot. Under $40. I think the most expensive thing from the entire haul was, believe it or not, the Limp Bizkit $3 Bill Y'all cassette, which is wild to me, but whatever. I have some great stuff here. I am very, very satisfied. I got one thing for the girlfriend. I got to take these stickers off. I got to clean up, you know, the cases and put everything in new sleeves and stuff like that. And I'm probably gonna get replacement CD cases pretty soon and like recase all of my CDs and stuff as well. But I had a great time at that show. I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for the new one. I'm gonna be hitting up the boss man who ran that show to try to find out some more information and when the next show is, because I definitely want to go check out the next show run by Uncle Aldo's Attic dude here. So yeah, thank you for putting on a great show, dude. I picked up some great stuff. Happy to have. If you enjoyed seeing this content, you want to see more of my collection, music and otherwise, video games, comic books, sports related stuff, memorabilia, sports cards, etc., You can check out my other videos, and you can check out my Instagram, Twitter, and Threads, where I post 2 to 5 days a week, depending on how busy I am and how many videos I release. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed. Give me a like, subscribe. Love you guys. See you in the next vid. Peace.